everyone. I'm trying to figure out what episode we're on because I don't know. I think we might be at episode 50 of the Love Sockwell podcast. My name is Sarah, also known as Love Sockwell on Ravelry, Instagram, and Pinterest. Yes, episode 50. We're at episode 50. Yay! It's only taken me like 2.5 years to get to episode 50, but hey, I'll take it. How are you all doing? And thank you for pushing that play button. I hope you enjoy me rambling on about the things that I've been knitting and doing over the past period of time. I don't know how long it's been since I podcasted. It's probably been 5 or 6 weeks. And so much has happened. So many places have been gone to and people that have been seen and socks that have been knit. So let's get right into it. I do have some finished objects, but first I have to show you my new Starbucks You Are Here mug. Come on, camera. There we go. It's Alaska! Isn't that beautiful? There's a moose. All the beautiful mountains, boats, whales. They don't have bears on here. That's the thing that I was disappointed that they didn't put a bear on there. So we used to live in Alaska. Back, when did we live there? We moved there 2006. Marshall was born there. He's our Alaska baby. He's never cold, ever, because he was born in Alaska. And then we lived there for 2 years. We were there from 2006 to 2008. So I'm so happy to finally have an Alaska mug. I don't think Starbucks was doing this whole business with You Are Here mugs when we lived there. I think this has happened since we lived in Alaska. But Ben and Marshall just got back from a 8 to 10 day trip to Alaska. They went at the beginning of August. And the only thing I wanted Ben to bring me back from Alaska was the Starbucks mug, and he did. I'm so glad. He finally found it in the airport. He had a hard time finding one, but he came through. So I am drinking some delicious David's tea, and this is Lady Marmalade. I'll show you the box. I've never tried this one before, but they had me at Lady Marmalade because that just sounds delightful. It is black tea, apple, candied papaya, ginger, cinnamon, apricots, rose blossoms, nutmeg, stevia, natural and artificial peach and apricot flavoring. But what a beautiful pink box. I love it. So this is from the David's Tea store that they have at the Mall of America. And I had never been to it before. I've been to Mall of America before, but I had not been to the David's Tea store. And if I had known it was there, I would have gone much sooner. But you know, I live under a rock and I find out things way past the time that every other normal person discovers things. So Jilly and I went to the Mall of America when she came to visit me the first week in August, and we just had so much fun in the David's Tea store. So I got that box, and I got, I think, 3 other boxes of tea. I really like the sachets. I like when you don't have to, you know, carefully measure out loose tea into like a little tea strainer thingy. I mean, that's fine too, but it's just very convenient to have a little tea bag. It's nice. So let me take a sip. It's really nice. All of David's teas, I feel like you can just drink them on their own. They don't really need extra sugar or cream. I mean, you can, but you don't have to. It's very nice. They have very unique teas. So, okay, enough about tea. Let's get into some finished objects. I have a few. And one of them I meant to show last time, and then I just forgot to go get it, but I finished my Volanvine Christmas shawl. This is the Pure Joy pattern by Joji Locatelli, and it's done. I finished it back in the end of June, I think. Yeah, I think it was the end of June. So it's 2 colors of gorgeous Woolen Vine yarns. It's the speckly color is Deck the Halls on the Volca base, which is her Kristen's Cashmere blend. And then the green is Venus Flytrap, and that is on the Blitzed base. You can kind of see the sparkliness. It's really, really beautiful. I love it. So I'm all ready for Christmas, which is highly unusual for me, but there it is. I don't know how to style it, but it's very nice. I would have liked it to maybe be a little bit bigger, but I think I went down a needle size, so it's my own fault if it's not as big as it should be, but it's plenty big, and it will be lovely once it gets cold out and it's time to start wearing shawls again. It's too warm right now, so I'm going to be taking it off, but I'm so happy that I finished a shawl. I think this might be the only shawl, like generously sized shawl, that I've finished this year. But I've cast on several more, which I'll show you. And actually I do have another shawl that I finished, but it's kind of small and it's just a boneyard. And I had cast it on last year. I think it was last year. I really don't remember because I don't write these things down. But this is Pandia's Jewels on the, I think it's Unicorn Barf. I think that's the colorway. And then the contrast garter bump is Radioactive. And that was just a mini that I got with the Unicorn Barf. And I didn't do a super huge garter edge. And this is for Juliet. So it's perfect for her. These are her colors. And as soon as I finished it and gave it to her, she said she wanted to sleep with it. So she has slept with this every night since I gave it to her. I find it all over the house in random places. I keep trying to pick it up because I don't want her to completely destroy it before the chillier weather hits, because I do want her to be able to actually wear it, you know, like a scarf or a shawl. But until then, she just likes snuggling with it, which is fine too. I think it's kind of sweet. So yes, The Boneyard by Stephen West. It's free on Ravelry. If you haven't made one, you should make one, because it's a very nice, easy, mindless, quick shawl pattern. I say quick, it took me over a year to make it, but that's because I wasn't knitting on it. But if it was the only thing you were knitting, you could knit it really fast. And then I have a couple of boomerangs that I've picked up again to work on, and these are all garter stitch. I have 2 to show you. This is the first one, and this is Leading Men Fiber Arts in his Showcase base, which is a 100% superwash merino. And it's the Boo colorway. So it's a Halloween colorway. And I'm knitting it on, I think these are 2s or 3s US. I'm not really sure. I think it's a US 2. So it is taking quite a long time because that's a pretty fine gauge. And this is the yarn. I love it. It's such vibrant colors. It's really, really fun. And I love the fabric it's creating. And I always follow Steve, Dramatic Knits, on Ravelry. He's the dyer behind Leading Men Fiber Arts. If you go to Dramatic Knits on Ravelry, that's Steve's Ravelry name, just look at his project page, and he has several finished boomerangs on his project page, and he always puts his notes for how he does it, like how he starts it. It's literally a 2-row shawl. You're just kind of knitting on the bias. You cast on like 2 stitches or something, and then you just kind of are slowly increasing, creating this lovely boomerang shape. And you just knit until you have enough yarn left to bind off, and then you're done. So it's kind of like a plain vanilla sock, but in garter, and it's a shawl. Okay, and so I've got another one, and it's also Leading Men Fiber Arts, and this is Acid Trip. I think this was the December colorway of the month last year, 2016. that Steve and Andy came out with, so Leading Men Fiber Arts, and this is on the Show Stealer base, which is the MCN base. And I'm just in love with it. It's speckle-tastic. It's really, really delightful. I really, really enjoy knitting with the Show Stealer base. So this one is not as far along as the Boo one, but I quite enjoy it. I just pick them up and knit a few rows on them every now and then. I'm not trying to crank them out quickly or anything. They're just nice to have on the go. They're very comforting. I'm keeping them in my my fringe supply bag, which, I don't know, I just like having them in here. This is a very good sturdy bag. Okay, so that's my finished shawls and a couple of shawl whips, but I do have some finished socks, which is very exciting, and I just realized I forgot to bring over 2 of the pairs. But I can tell you about them, and maybe if I pause later, I'll go get them. But so I'll show you what I've got. I think I've actually finished 4 pairs of socks. I finished a pair of Leading Men Fiber Arts in the Quantum Leap colorway. I think that was maybe April's colorway of the month. I finished those. I was very happy about that. And then I finished Hippo for St. Patrick's Day by Lolo Did It. And then I've got 2 others here. So these I'm quite excited about are Felici Knit Picks on the Balloon Ride, in the Balloon Ride colorway, and I knit the Vanilla Bean sock pattern where you knit one, slip one when the color changes all the way around so that you get that fun little jog. I think it kind of looks like Fair Isle a little bit. It's really fun. These were very, very fun to knit. And I started these last year. I don't know what took me so long, but I don't know. There's no explaining these things. But I'm very, very happy to have them done, and they're so cozy. And I actually don't have any more Felici. Well, I think I might have a little bit. I think I have the rainbow colorway, but one of the skeins I had knit something with and then frogged it. So in my mind, it's like damaged yarn. It's not, but that's the way my brain works. And I did have a couple other colors, but I gifted them to some very dear friends of mine. So I need to get some more Felici. And they've got new colors, I think, in the online Knit Picks shop right now. So I should go look. I don't need any more sock yarn. You guys know that, but you always have to replenish your stash. If yarn goes out, new yarn must come in. That's my philosophy anyway. Okay, so that's that pair. And then this is a very exciting pair, and I'm so excited to talk to you about it. So this is yarn dyed by the beautiful Shauna of Adelaide Cottage Yarns on Etsy. And Jilly brought this to me as a sweet gift when she came to visit, and she had Shauna dye this colorway for me, which I am so completely honored and tickled to death that Jilly would have Shauna do that, and that Shauna came up with such a beautiful color. And it's called Sock Lovin' Sarah, because I like to knit socks. But these are just kind of all my favorite colors in here, and it's speckly and so enjoyable. And I cast it on immediately after Jilly gave it to me, and I knit toe-up socks because I hadn't done that in a while. So yeah, toe-up, fish lips kiss heel, and then just up the leg, and 28 rows of 2x2 ribbing. And they're done. So I actually cast these on and cast them off all in the month of August. That's like some kind of record for me or something. It really is. So this was very, very fun and enjoyable to knit. And thank you, Jilly, for gifting it to me. And thank you, Shauna, for making such a beautiful colorway. And I think she may possibly dye this for her shop at some point, or you could ask her to. I love it. I kind of want it on the sparkle base that Shauna has. This is on the 80/20, the beautiful squishy superwash merino nylon 80/20 blend. So yay! And if I pause later, I'll go get the other 2 pairs that I finished. But I have tons of single socks that I have completed. And maybe some of them have second socks cast upon the needles, but I don't know. This is also my leftover Sock Love and Sarah. Isn't that fun? I have started knitting. Okay, so when I wind up a yarn into the center pole cake, I've started knitting with the yarn from the outside of the cake instead of pulling from the middle, because I was so tired of how messy these cakes get when you pull the yarn from the middle. So when I pull from the outside, it just stays all nice and neat. So I don't know if you've tried doing that or not, but I'm enjoying knitting from the strand from the outside of the cake. It seems to be working out better for me, be able to keep things a little bit neater. Okay, I have a ton of single socks that I have finished. It's kind of ridiculous. Starting with the most recent one, I finished Ben's first Heisenberg sock, and this is Lolo Did It, and it's Sunglasses Not Included is the little Lolo contrast, and then Heisenberg is the main color, and these are Ben's Breaking Bad socks, because we've been rewatching that series, and we are on the last series. Series 5. We're on the last one, so we'll probably be done with it soon. So I need to get the second sock going so I can at least have a shot at finishing them in somewhat of a timely fashion. But I don't do things in timely fashions. No, I don't. I never have. I probably never will. I do have one more hippo finished. This is Hippo for Independence. And the contrast is Sriracha, a little Lolo. This is Lolo Did It. I love it. I really do. And I don't have the second one cast on yet. And I'll show you the next hippo colorway that came in the mail just yesterday. It's so exciting. Okay, I have several more random. Here's more Lolo Did It. This is Socks for Dobby. And I knit, what is that pattern called? Mrs. Weasley's Family Sock Recipe by Molly of a Homespun House. I feel like though in this particular yarn, I don't know if it's the colorway or the base, I feel like the pattern isn't showing up very well. Like maybe I should have done plain vanilla, but it's okay. I will knit the second one as well in this pattern, but I feel like you can't really see the pattern quite as well. But I love this colorway so much. Socks for Dobby by Lolo Did It is just absolutely beautiful. And who doesn't love Dobby? If you love Harry Potter, you love Dobby. And he needs socks. And all of the house elves need socks. So this little Lolo is Brown Eyed Girl. And I just did 5 rows of the cuff in Brown Eyed Girl and then switched to the Dobby colorway. So yes. Are there any more Lolo Did It's in here? I think not. I think the rest are other dyers. This next one is a newer to me indie dyer that I had not knit with before, and this is Hey Lady Hey, and the colorway is Gentle Giant. And I was inspired to knit this because Molly of Homespun House just knit this colorway, except I think she knit it on a different base. This is I don't know what Hey Lady Hey calls this base, but it's a 25% a 75% superwash merino nylon blend. I think maybe Molly's was a BFL base if I'm not mistaken, but I could be wrong, so don't quote me. Don't ever quote me. But look at these beautiful speckles and these beautiful colors. I'm not 100% sure, but I think this is a Hagrid inspired colorway, but I could be wrong, because Hagrid is a gentle giant. But I could be wrong. Maybe I'm mixing pop culture fandoms, whatever. But I really, really love this colorway. I don't know why I've not cast on the second one, but I probably got distracted by 100 million other things. But I'm so happy I at least had the first one done. I always think at least I'm 50% done. I'm 50% done with this pair of socks for me or a gift for somebody else. That's a win-win in my book. Okay, The rest, oh, ooh, this is exciting. I finished my Ray sock by Junk Yarn. I don't know why I don't have the second one on the go. I need to get it going. So a little Star Wars here for you. I love it. This is Ray from The Force Awakens. And this is my first time knitting with Junk Yarn, and it is lovely. It's also a 75-25 merino nylon blend. Okay, the last two are Wool and Vine socks. So I finished, oops, this one, Fig Bash in the blitzed base. Possibly one of the most wonderfulest Wool and Vine colorways ever. It's so beautiful, I love it. Fish Lips Kiss Heel. I've been going back and forth with Fish Lips Kiss and Heel Flaps of late. This is Enjoy the Silence, also by Wool and Vine on the Footsie base, which is Kristen's BFL nylon sock yarn. I love this colorway. I love all the purples and teals. I need to get these second socks going. What is wrong with me? One of these days. Okay, I think that is all of my first socks that I finished. So let me just consult my notes because I did write down notes. Okay. All right. Well, let's just pause for a moment and talk about the Bronte Along. So right now I'm hosting a KAL or Knit Along, Make Along, whatever, in the Love Sock Wool podcast group on Ravelry for knitting anything Bronte inspired. So if you're reading the books, watching the movies, knitting shawls for Jane, knitting a shawl for Agnes Grey, socks for Adele, and who else? Mr. Rochester. If you can make it somehow connected to a Bronte novel or character, or it just makes you think of the Moors in England, whatever, it counts. It totally counts. And that is running from, I think I started at June 1st and it's running to the end of August. So August 31st. So we've got 10 more days. Today's the 21st of August. So 10 more days. So if you've been working on a project and finish it up and get it posted in the finished object thread, and then after the 31st I will randomly pick some winners. I have some lovely prizes, such generous donations from amazing makers, which I actually showed on the previous episode, so you can go back and watch that if you haven't. But I also have 2 more prizes that have arrived that I will tell you about. So lovely Kristen of Wool and Vine Yarns fame and the Yarngasm podcast so kindly gifted me the Oracle shawl, which is her brand new circular shawl pattern that she came out with, which is stunningly gorgeous. I'm sure you've seen it if you watch Kristen and follow her on Instagram. I'm sure you've already seen it. It uses 3 different colors. It's got lace, it's got brioche. It's a masterpiece is what it is. I think it is Kristen's crowning masterpiece up to date. I'm sure she'll come up with more in the future, but right now it's her crowning masterpiece. And she has so generously given one for you guys. So I am going to add it to the pool of prizes for the Bronte Along. So yay! And thank you so much, Kristen, for so generously giving that to us and to me. I really, really appreciate it, and I'm so honored to be able to give one away, and I can't wait to knit it too. But I have got to learn how to knit brioche in the round. I'm a little scared. I'm a little too scared. I need to practice. So I need to just do it. I'm sure I can do it, but I just need to find that quiet zen moment to make it happen, which is a struggle right now, let me tell you. But we will get there. We will do it. It's gonna happen. Okay, and then the other prize that I received in the mail, and this is so generously donated by Lauren of Woo Did It fame. So she has sent a project bag in one of her new fall Halloween-y colorways called Indian Summer. Isn't that gorgeous? I I can eat it. I sent a picture of it to Jilly to show her, and she's like, it reminds me of Thanksgiving. It reminds me of Thanksgiving too. I can't wait for fall so much. I cannot wait for fall to get here. So we can make soup and knit socks and be all cozy. But isn't this beautiful? And I don't want to take this out of the package because I don't want to mess it all up, but I did look at the fabric on the inside, and it's a beautiful kind of vintage looking pink calico on the inside. So the outside of the bag is kind of like a gray, like denim-y kind of fabric. It's lovely. It's classic. And look at this beautiful wooden label that Lauren has. I love that. I need to do this. I need to find out how to do this. I want to add wooden labels to my bags. I need to just make it happen. And then she added in a little brown-eyed girl, little Lolo. And then these are stitch markers. I forget what color she said they were. I think they're gold stitch markers. And it's a whole bunch of them. So what a generous giveaway! Prize! Thank you, Lauren. I'm so blessed and honored to be able to give this away. So this will go in the Bronte prize pool as well. I'm so excited. Lauren is just the best. Her yarns are scrumptious. If you haven't tried them, you really need to. And she always has lots to choose from, and it's readily available, which is so fun. I must pause and have a sip of tea. Okay, let me look at my notes and see what I'm supposed to talk about next. Okay, I think we talked about all the socks. Whew. There are a couple more that I did not show. But let's go into whips, because there's a lot of whips. Oh my goodness. Where do I even begin? Let me see. I'll just pick the bag that's closest to me. This is my Halloween bag that I made last year, and I love it. And actually this has not been cast on yet, but I put yarn in here waiting to cast it on until I finish. I just have to finish like maybe one more thing and then I can cast it on. So I have just been drooling over the Ghostbusters colorway that Lauren dyes up, and I had contacted her a couple weeks ago to see if she could custom dye it for me, and which is when she said that she had wanted to send me a prize for the podcast, and so she sent me Ghostbusters with troll hair. Isn't that perfect? I love it so much. I cannot wait to cast these on as one of my fall Halloween season socks that I'm going to be knitting. Just this green just gets me. I just love it. And the red speckles, and there's kind of like magenta-y speckles in there. I love it. And this is on the plush base, which is consisting of 75% wool, 15% nylon, and 10% Tencel. And it is just really, plush is the perfect name for this base because that's what it is. It's like velvet. It's amazing. If you haven't tried plush, try it. You won't be disappointed. It's wonderful. So anyway, I can't wait to cast these on, and I just have them in my Halloween bag, patiently waiting. I just have some other socks. I kind of want to get off the needles first before I let myself cast on a new one. Okay, so this is my coffee bag that Jilly so kindly brought to me, made for me and brought to me with my Sock Love and Sarah sock yarn from Adelaide Cottage. And it's got a lovely brown interior. It's so coffee-ish. Okay, so what I've got in here is my last unicorn sock. So I have the first one finished, and Jilly and I both cast this on the same day. I think it was Wednesday. It was like the day after she got here. We both cast on. She knit hers toe up, and I'm knitting mine top down. And she's already finished her pair. Crazy woman. And I'm still working on sock number 2. It's so beautiful. This is just absolutely one of Kristen's most gorgeousest, bestest colors she's ever done. I love it. I had to I had to try with several updates to even just get one, but I finally prevailed. So here's sock number 2. And I am trying out some new 9-inch circular needles. It's the Hiya ones. I have ChiaoGoo ones and I have Clover ones, but I had not tried Hiya, so I ordered a pair from Amazon, and they're nice. They're very nice. I like them. And then look at this stitch marker. Jilly and I both got one at Michael's. So Michael's is a kind of a big box craft store here in America. I'm not sure if they're in Canada or not. They might be. But they have so many nice charms for stitch markers. And it's like a whole little section, and I think they're meant to be for, you know, putting on necklaces and bracelets and whatever you would put a charm on, but it literally comes like this with the lobster clasp. So it's a progress keeper and it's wonderful. And it's a unicorn. Actually, it's like a Pegasus unicorn, but it's got bling on it. How could we resist? So it's perfect for my last unicorn socks, I must say. So yeah, hopefully I can get this one finished in a somewhat reasonable time frame, but I'm really not in any hurry because it's just so nice to knit. There's no reason to hurry it. Just enjoy your knitting. You don't have to knit fast. To me, it's all about the process. And so see how I'm knitting from the outside of the cake, and it stays much neater. Okay, I think that's all I have in here. What else do I have in here? Oh, okay. I have wanted to try this is it hand lotion? Is that what it's called? Yeah. Lanolin Rich Hand and Body Balm by Tuft Woolens. And this is the Texas Sunshine flavor that I think you can only get from Stacy Mustache Yarn. From her, I think you can only get it from her online shop, Mustache Yarn. So wait a minute. Remember last time I showed you guys, I'm so scatterbrained today. I showed you guys what is it called? It's like her sock school colorway. It's like Ralph Moody, the Mouse and the Motorcycle, that one. Well, I had ordered that a couple months, I think it was a couple months ago now. And I got the little natural mini with it so that you can do a contrast, you know, heel and toe. Well, with the way I do my cuffs, because I knit such long cuffs, one natural mini is not going to be enough. So I had to go order another little mini, and I was like, well, I'm not gonna just buy a mini from Mustache. That's like a waste of shipping. So I had this thrown in just to make it worth it, you know, to place the order. And I love it. It smells so good. And it really feels nice to rub in, because I get very rough cuticles and rough spots on my hands it affects my knitting. So it's nice to have something that I can throw in my project bag that's small enough for moisturizing. All these things, you gotta have all these things, let me tell you. Okay, and then look. Here is another Jilly bag. She just opened her Etsy shop just this last Wednesday. She's the Knitting Broomstick on Etsy. I'll see if I can put a link to it in the down bar. I will definitely do that. So that you can go and favorite her shop, so you can know and see when she's got new bags. But look, it's a pumpkin spice latte. How fun is that? And look at her cute little knitting broomstick for a zipper pull. I love it. I'm gonna use this on my Harry Potter socks as a progress keeper. Okay, now let's see what I put in here. I can never remember. Okay. This is probably my favorite sock I'm knitting right now, besides Last Unicorn, is Once Upon a Time. You know, like the TV show. So this is also Lolo Did It, and it's on the MCN base, the Lolo's Favorite. It's so Halloween-y, isn't it? With the purple and the like orange and yellow. I love this colorway so much. It might be my favorite Lilo Did It colorway ever. I have like a little witch's hat on. It kind of looks like, okay, so this hat, it kind of looks like that thing in season 4 that Gold is trying to like suck the apprentice into, and I forget who they're trying to suck into it to take away their magical powers or something. But anyway, it looks like this. And the fairies get sucked into it. It's terrible. But then I think Hook and Emma get them back out. I don't know. Spoiler alert. We watched the series, but I'm often doing stuff while it's on. I'm either knitting or I'm sewing or I'm folding laundry or something. So I'm not really paying attention. So Priscilla has to keep me on track with like, what is going on? Like, is this a flashback within a flashback, slipped sideways and upside down? Because that's what that show is. It is one major flashback. You don't know where you are in time and space, which is why it's really fun. And it's all the fairy tale characters we know and love. But anyway, ever since I saw that Lauren had a Once Upon a Time colorway, I didn't get it right away. I thought about it for a while, and finally I broke down and just got it because it's so beautiful. And it's, of course, always fun to have a sock that you're knitting that is inspired by, you know, one of your favorite shows or a book that you're reading, and this is just perfect, fits the bill. Oh, and this is also from Michaels, the froggy stitch marker. He's got bling too. Well, I don't know, maybe it's a girl. I don't know if it's a boy frog or a girl frog. It doesn't really matter. But anyway, it's got bling, which is awesome. So if you have a Michaels near you, go check their charms because they have a lot of progress keepers that are just really, really cute and fun. Got something else. Oh, it's that one. That's the little witch's hat. That one I got at Joann's, and I just made it into, I just got a lobster clasp and slapped it together. Anyway, so here is the yarn. Isn't that beautiful? I love it. And then the contrast heel is Folsom, which is so fun. This colorway is, I love it so much, I might have to get it on another base. I might need a sock head hat in this colorway because I love it so much. I don't want to ever not be knitting with it. So I'm keeping it in my pumpkin spice latte bag for the moment. Okay, what else? There's got to be more. There's more sock whips for sure. I just have to dig them out and find them. Okay. Oh yes, let me show you these. Also another pumpkin apple-y project bag. It's probably one of my favorite project bags. Okay, so this was such a surprise. The other day, I think it was maybe 2 weeks ago now, I got a package in the mail. I was like, what is this? And it was from Diane, Suburban Stitcher. So sweetly, just out of the blue, sent me one of her yarns. And I'm so excited because I've never tried her yarn before. Oh my goodness, how beautiful is that? It is that beautiful and that vibrant. This is Grape Expectations. And she's got some in her shop right now. I'll have to put a link in the down bar as well to her Etsy shop. Suburban Stitcher on Etsy. Isn't that beautiful? And it's on the sparkle base. Oh, and this is also a stitch marker from Michaels. I love it. You have to put bling on your sock whips. They need decoration too, just like everything else. But isn't that beautiful? Thank you so much, Diane. This is such a delight. And she also sent a little coordinating mini, and it's called Eraser. It's the perfect color. All sparkly. And so this 9-inch circular needle is the ChiaoGoo ones. And they're fine too, but I think they're a little bit pokey. Like they were kind of hurting my fingers a little bit, but it's okay. They're fine. I just have to get used to them. And this is 2.25 millimeter, in case you're wondering. All my socks are 2.25 millimeter. Yeah, so all my socks I've been knitting are 2.25 millimeter needles. And if they're for me, I cast on 64 stitches. If they're for Ben, they're either 68 or 72. It just depends on the yarn. If it's super skinny yarn, I do 72. If it's plusher yarn, I do 68. And I've got another sock in here. This was also so sweetly gifted to me by Accidental Bliss, Jody. And this is the Peeps and Jelly Beans colorway. It's so pretty. Hold on, let me get organized here. I have just been dying to cast this on, but I kept like putting it off because I wanted to get other things off the needles, and finally I was like, I'm just gonna do it. I'm just gonna cast it on. It's such a delicate colorway. It's so pretty. It's very Eastery and very spring-like, I think. And I have a square on my Cozy Memories blanket, but I wanted to get the sock going too. So I did, but I'm just slowly working on the cuff. It takes me a long time to get my cuffs done because I always do the 28 rounds now. That's my new number. It used to be 25 and now it's 28 because I like that better. So particular. I don't know where these, like Julie said, I don't know where these numbers come from, but it has to be 28 for my cuff or I'm just not happy. Okay, let me find some other whips because there are more. Okay, more Star Wars socks in my Darth Vader Skull Candy and Droids hybrid bag. Okay, so this yarn was so kindly gifted to me by Mint Rain, and I love it. She so sweetly added this in with my Agatha Christie murder mystery mini skeins that I got. So this is a Star Wars, 2 Star Wars colorways. So this is Jedi Masters, and this is the Jedi Were Real ? And so I'm doing, they were 2 50-gram skeins. So I've got all kinds of needles here all over the place. So I think what I'll do is just make mismatched socks. So the second sock will be reversed from what this is. So yeah, it's lovely. I think it's a 75-25 sock yarn. But oh, this Jedi, where the Jedis were real ? That is so vibrant. Such great saturation with the colors. I love it. So yeah, another Star Wars sock is on the go. All right. I think I've got a few more sock whips. I just realized it started raining outside. So today was the solar eclipse. It's all done now. Unfortunately, it was cloudy right at the totality for our area, which for us was only like 83%. But it was so cool. I got to borrow this little girl's solar eclipse sunglasses, so I got to see it a little bit through the sunglasses. It's so amazing. I don't think I've ever seen an eclipse before, so it was really cool. I wish that it lasted a little bit longer, but at the totality for us, it was completely cloudy, so it was hard to see, and so you couldn't really tell if it had really gotten darker or if it was just the clouds. Because I mean, like right now it's very dark out at 2:30 in the afternoon, but it's cloudy and raining. So I mean, an eclipse could be happening right now and you wouldn't even know. So that's a little bit disappointing. But anyway, I listened to the news station, and they were talking with all of the people along the band of totality. So they were like going to the next city as you go east and talking to them all, and some of the people were like, it's cloudy, we can't see anything. And then some people were like, it was perfectly sunny, and so they saw everything, and it was so amazing. So anyway, apparently there's going to be another one in 7 years in Illinois. So I could go to it, maybe. We'll see. Okay, back to socks. I have a couple of second sock whips on the go. I don't know, this has maybe been on the go for like 2 or 3 years, but it's Opal 100 Busser. I don't know the colorway name, but I'm sure you recognize it because it's one of their more popular ones. And this is on a sparkly base. And I was classifying it as one of my Christmas socks. And I've had the first one done forever, and I just have not been knitting the second one. You know how it goes. But this yarn, I have to be honest, is very scratchy. It is not very pleasant to knit with. But I know that this pair, if I can get them done, I would wear them all the time because they're so sturdy. I know they will hold up well. They will wash well. They'll probably be my favorite socks ever. So I need to finish them. So I'm getting close to the Fish Lips Kiss heel. So I just need to buckle down and do it. And then, oh, I posted about these on Instagram, but then I forgot to show you the finished first sock. So this is Regia Perfect, one of the Arnie and Carlos design lines, in the orange purple one. I don't know what the number is. Oh, I guess I could tell you. I have it here. 09093. But it's the orange and purple one. So you just go find the orange and purple one. I got it on Etsy. I think it's like hand-dyed sock yarn. I think that's the Etsy shop name. I think she still has it in all the other colorways too. So yeah, it's really fun to knit because it knits itself because it's all self-patterning. And once you, so right now I'm obviously on the leg. So once I knit up all the orange and get to the purple, you know it's time to start the heel. So you don't have to do any counting. You just follow your yarn, which is, it's really fun. So yeah, they'll get finished eventually. Okay. I'll show you next my Bronte shawl. So I have been knitting a scrappy High Plains Drifter Bronte inspired shawl with all of my Bronte yarns that I kind of have acquired over the past couple months that were either sent to me or I purchased myself. So I love it. So we've got Adelaide Cottage, Reader I Married Him, Mr. Rochester, Bertha Mason. All of these are Adelaide Cottage. Then this is Willow Tree Yarns, Governess. Also, this is Willow Tree Yarns, the purple, called His and Mine Are the Same, a Wuthering Heights reference. And then Pearls by Fuse Fiber Studios, which is gorgeous. And then right now I'm knitting in Vine Yarns, I Am No Bird, which is my favorite. I think that one actually is my favorite Vine colorway ever. And then I have my Jane Eyre stitch marker because I love it. So I think I only will probably knit another 2 inches maybe, and then I'll bind it off. I don't know if I'll get it done before the end of August, but we'll see. And here is I Am No Bird. So I'm gonna have quite a bit of this left over, so I'm gonna tell you my idea of what I'm going to do with the leftovers. Oh, I also have in here Reader I Married Him, which I haven't knit on much. I need to get back to it. So this is Reader I Married Him. So beautiful. I love it. Okay, so I'll show you my next shawl cast on because I've kind of had shawl fever for, I don't know, I can't explain these things, but I just go with it when it happens. I don't even know how this happened, but it just did. I think I started this last Thursday or Friday. It's the 100 Acre Woods shawl by Helen Stewart, or Curious Handmade. And I've never knit with one of her patterns before. Wait, that's not true. I knit the Vintage Fairy Light socks, but I have not knit one of her shawl patterns before, and I've always wanted to. And based on just how beautifully written the Vintage Fairy Light sock pattern was, I just love her format of the way she does her patterns. Like it's like a chart with every single row written out, and you can just check it off as you complete each row. Which, I mean, like, this, okay, I don't even know what page this is. I'll hold it far enough away, like you can't read it, but it's kind of like you can just check it off as you go down. And so for some reason that makes me feel like, oh, this is a shawl that I think I can knit because I just have that sense of accomplishment with checking off each row as I do it and working down the page and getting it done. And so here it is. This is the 100 Acre Woods shawl by Helen Stewart. And it is beautifully written and it's a delight to knit. So it's a Winnie the Pooh inspired shawl. So the lace is like, you know, like honeycomb, because Winnie the Pooh likes to eat his honey. So mine is going to be kind of scrappy. There's different versions of this shawl. You can knit it all in one color. You can do a striped version. You can do a gradient version. So I'm technically doing the gradient version, even though I'm just changing colors that I want to change it to. So the first color is Leading Men Fiber Arts in a pigeon named Martha, which I love this colorway so very much. And it's on his showcase base, which is the Superwash Merino, no nylon. And then this is, I think, Kitschy, and it's a free swim colorway by Kristen Wool and Fine Yarns on the Volca base. And I love it so much. So then my next color that I think I'm going to do is Adelaide Cottage in the, what color is this? Raspberry Cordial, one of the Anne of Green Gables inspired colorways. And so, as you may have noticed, this is my yarns from my abandoned Joji wrap, mystery wrap that I just decided I am not going to knit. Sorry, I can't do it. But I want to knit with the yarns, so I kind of just pulled them back out, and I'm going to knit the 100 Acre shawl with those yarns, or with some of those yarns, because this was not in the Joji wrap. Okay, so my third color will be Raspberry Cordial, and then the fourth color I'm gonna use, Hot Mess. This is Rumor Has It by Leading Men Fiber Arts on the Show Stealer base. I love this color so much. It's such a rich green, like a tonal. It's so pretty. So that's color, wait, I am incorrect. Okay, so I'm gonna finish up with Kitschy, then do Adelaide Cottage Raspberry Cordial, then I will do I Am No Bird. Then I will finish it with Rumor Has It. So it's 5 colors. So my goal, if I can stay on track, is to knit 6 rows a day, and I should be done with it in 2 weeks. We'll see if it happens. It probably won't happen. But that's the goal. That's the ideal. Hopefully I can do it. But it's not that hard to knit 6 rows a day, right? Like just this morning, I was able to get 5 rows done, so I just have to knit 1 more row, and my quota will be complete for the day. And then I can put it down and knit on my socks. So yeah, I hope I can stick with it. I'm a very slow shawl knitter. I don't crank them out very quickly. It's just not my way. Okay, I have 1 more shawl that I kind of recklessly cast on. Not really recklessly, because it kind of technically was already on the go, but it's also scrappy. And it is also a High Plains Drifter shawl, which is free on Ravelry. And that is High Plains Drifter, in case you're not understanding me. It's free. Go check it out on Ravelry. And it's just a garter shawl with yarn overs on the right side. It's just a 2-row shawl. It's lovely. I love it. I want to always be knitting one. But I had thought to myself, I really want to knit one that's kind of like a Cozy Memories blanket, except in shawl form. And I can use up random little bits and bobs of leftover balls of yarn that I just want to use up. And so that's what I did. Now I had started this High Plains Drifter in some beautiful Lolo Did It right here. It's called Vertigo, and I had started thinking I wanted to knit a High Plains Drifter in that. And I love this colorway, but I decided I really wanted to knit socks with it instead. So I just have, you know, a chunk of it in here, and then just turned it into a scrappy High Plains Drifter. So I've got the rest of my Mustache Be Mine sock yarn. I don't even remember what all else I have in here. I couldn't even tell you. It's totally random. There's a little bit of Dobby's a Free Elf from Nomadic Yarns. That red right there with the blue over here that's Captain America from Gnome Acres that Jamie sent me a mini of. And I think right now I'm putting in some Christmas Tree, or Under the Christmas Tree by Gnome Acres. I made a little magic knotted ball of my really small little balls of yarn, just so that I'm not constantly having to stop and redo the magic knot. But I've got like tons of yarn in here to put in this shawl. There's no end to it. I've got a couple of really sweet minis that, hold on, I dropped one that my sweet friend Jamie from North Carolina sent me. And one of these is Suburban Stitcher. Isn't that beautiful? It's sparkly. It's called Cinder. That's really pretty. And then some Gnome Acres, some Opal. This is Adelaide Cottage in an Egg Hunt. Isn't that sweet? She labeled it so well. That is beautiful. And then I think this is some more Opal, I think. Let me look at the tag. Yes, Opal. So thank you, Jamie, for my minis. So I've just got random leftover yarns in here. So it's just fun to pick it up and knit a few rows on it and remember how fun it was knitting all of these different yarns, and sweet friends that sent me minis to put in it. So it's delightful. Okay, I think that's it for shawls. Let me look at my notes. Okay, I do have a few more squares on my Cozy Memories blanket. My 60 stitch Cozy Memories blanket. So my latest square, or a couple of squares that I put in, actually I don't know if I've shown you these. So so these three, 1, 2, 3, these are the Agatha Christie Mint Rain Yarns, Agatha Christie Mystery Mini Skein Club. I think I'm saying that right. So this is the Caribbean Mystery, this is the Moving Finger, and this is the Sittaford Mystery, I think. Yes. And then this next square is Atlantis by Lolo Did It that Jilly gave me. And this is Ghostbusters! Because Jilly sent me a mini of her from her skein. I love it so much. I've got one more square. Oh, and here's Last Unicorn. Yay! And this is Kiss a Wookie. I can't remember if I showed you that one, but I'm pretty sure Last Unicorn and then these 1, 2, 3 I've put on since last time I podcast. So yeah, always enjoyable. Love it. Okay, I think that is it. I have a teensy bit of stash enhancement that I will share with you because I want to show you the next Hippo for the Holidays colorway that Lauren has come out with, and it's Hippo for Dia de los Muertos. Isn't it awesome? I love it. I can't wait to knit it. So next is Hippo for Halloween. I cannot wait. I cannot wait. And Lauren so kindly threw in a lucky little Lolo. I love that so much. That's gonna look so pretty. So fun. Okay, I have another Halloween colorway that I'm very excited about from Leading Men Fiber Arts, and it is called Fright Night. So I gotta get busy with these Halloween colorways. I'm gonna have a cast on party to get them all on the go. Oh, okay, so when Jilly was here visiting, we had the pleasure of going to the Stephen B. yarn shop. So if you're ever in the Twin Cities, you have to go to the Stephen B. yarn shop because it's an experience. It's decorated so amazingly with glitter and fur and chandeliers and zebra print and you name it, they have it. It's quite spectacular. They sell their own, like Stephen has his own line of tea and coffee that you can get. He's quite the businessman. So it's really, really fun to go in there. And Jilly and I both got the same yarn, and it's by a House of a la Mode, which is actually based in Portland. So we were chuckling because we both had our eye on this, and then when we were checking out, the lady was telling us that they're based in Portland, Oregon, and you know, Jilly's from Oregon. She's like, we have to go all the way to Minnesota to get local yarn, but this is just gorgeous. It's called Lumbersexual, and we both got it to knit socks for our husbands. So if you don't know what Lumbersexual is, I'll insert a picture for you to give you an idea. It's a look, like, you know, buffalo plaid and big long beards, the hipster hairstyle and whatever. I'll insert a picture here so you know what I'm talking about. So yes, I can't wait to wind this up and get these cast on for Ben. All right. It's so squishy and soft. It's an 80-20. It's only 400 yards though, so for Ben I'm probably gonna have to do contrast heels and toes because I probably would run out of yarn. But oh, look at the speckles. It's really beautiful, and I've never knit with House of a la Mode before, so this is very exciting. Okay, all right, and then last but not least, I have one skein of Full and Vine that I just, oh my goodness, love. It's Neptunia, and I've had this colorway in the past, but I had gifted it. I can't believe I gifted it away. So I had to replace it, and oh, it's just so vibrant and beautiful. I really, really love it. It will be hoarded, most lovingly. Okay, so what else can I tell you about? So Ben and Marshall went on a grand expedition. Not really grand, well, whatever. They flew to Alaska. So it was kind of like half work, half play because Ben needed to check in with our tenant and check on our house that we own in Alaska and do some jobs potentially like with some painting and repairing things and just checking in with our property up there. And it was great for Marshall to be able to go with Ben and go back to his birthplace. He was born on Elmendorf Air Force Base. I still have his little long sleeve onesie that says government property on it. I love it. So it was really special for Ben and Marshall to be able to do that together. And they literally, they roughed it like practically the entire time they were there. They went camping, like severe camping. They went fishing for salmon in the river. They went hiking. Ben's brother, Josh, and his son also met them up there, so they hung out with them for several days. And yeah, they caught tons of Alaska salmon, and Ben brought it all back. We have like, I don't know how many pounds of fresh salmon in our freezer. And we made some the other night. We thawed it out, and I just put some seasoning, like I put chili powder, garlic, a little bit of coconut palm sugar, olive oil, salt and pepper, and Ben grilled it. It was so delicious. I could not believe how good it was. And he did a good job prepping it in Alaska. Like he deboned it pretty well. they still have the skin on them, but as it cooks, it's very easy to get it off. So delicious. It was so yummy. If you've never had really good Alaska salmon, highly recommend it. Let's see, what else did they do? I'll include some photos from their trip at the end if you're interested in seeing. If gross fish, like caught fish, disgusts you, then you can just skip it. Because there are some lots of fish pictures. But that's kind of what they were there for. So while they were gone, Jilly came to visit. So we had a girl week. They had a boy week, we had a girl week, and we had so much fun with Jilly here, just doing knitting, show and tell. We ate so much yummy food. We went to a couple new restaurants, to me even, that I had never been to in this area, that had plant-based options that were so fabulous and delicious. So there's this new restaurant that opened up a couple miles. Actually, it's on the same street that I live on, but just a couple miles that way, and it's an all plant-based eatery. So we went there for lunch the last day she was here, and the line from the counter was like to the door, like to the street. It was amazing. We had buffalo cauliflower wings that were to die for. Like, I'm dreaming of going back there and eating there again. So I'm so excited that the restaurant is doing well. And yeah, we had such a good time. We had really delicious crispy peanut tofu with rice and vegetables, and yeah, it was so much fun. And we both cast on our last unicorn socks, and we went shopping to the Mall of America, and went to the David's Tea store and got way too much tea. This is just one of the boxes. Maybe I can show you later or take a photo for to put, because I got a couple different boxes. They were having a sale, so both of us got several boxes of the David's tea. I got one that's like called David's Best Tea, so it's like got the Earl Grey in it, and like they're more signature flavors. So that was really fun to do. And you can like get tea like there, that they will make you any of their flavors for you to drink right there. It's amazing. So I definitely want to go back there for that. I think I kind of want to get my sister some David's tea for her birthday coming up, because I think she would really love it. I don't think she's ever tried it before. Let's see, then what else did we do? We had so much fun just shopping at Joann's and Michael's, because you could spend hours. You could spend hours in there. And I think we did. So at Michael's, we got the Progress Keepers, we got tons of planner stickers and washi tape, and I actually got in the Michael's Happy Planner, it's not really like the Erin Condren planner, but it's bigger. It's like much bigger. So there's way more space to write all of your things in. So I have really been enjoying that. I've actually been using this planner. My other one was empty because I was never using it, but now I'm having fun like decorating my weekly layout, and it's actually helping me stay more organized, because I'm extremely disorganized. Just by nature, it's in my genetic code to be disorganized. There's nothing I can do about it. I can't help it. I can try, but there's not much help for it. but okay, I'm gonna have to hurry because my phone is yelling at me that I don't have any storage space left to record. So I'm gonna have to be quick. So I think I better end. I'm gonna tack on some photos at the end of Ben and Marshall's Alaska trip, and some photos of when Jilly was here. So I hope you all are doing well and enjoying the, as the summer is kind of coming to a close, at least here in the States it is, and getting ready for back to school, which is next week for us. So keep knitting on your Bronte projects if you like to. And oh, I was gonna say, I'm gonna take a break from hosting knit-alongs until the 12 Socks of Christmas, which will start November 1st. But I need to take a break from hosting knit-alongs between now and then. Just recharge my batteries try to get more organized in other areas of my life, which desperately needs to happen. So that's what I'm gonna do. Take care, God bless you, and I enjoy the rest of your day, and I will see you next time I record. Bye.